Morning. Welcome. I call the Electoral Area Services Committee meeting for Monday, December 7th, 2020 to order. This meeting is one of the committees of the Comox Valley Regional District, and all the items voted on here go to the board for ratification on the 15th, I believe, is it? Yeah, 15th of the month, and that'll be the last one for the interesting year of 2020. I also like to take this opportunity to acknowledge the fact that we are doing our business today on the traditional unceded territory of our Comox First Nation. Welcome to those out there in Zoom land. We don't have anybody hardly in the gallery today except staff. So you don't need to go through the procedure of where the exits are or where the washrooms are. They're quite familiar. Okay, we're going to start the meeting off with a management report for receipt. Moving second on receipt. Any discussion on receipt? On the management report? Okay, call the question on that. All in favor? That carries. And number 2, Electoral Area B Development Variance Permit DV 6B20. Oh, I'm sorry. Before we get there, we have the, it looks like the only APC meeting was the minutes from Area B from November 24th for receipt. And does the director have anything to add to that? So we're just on receipt of those Planning Commission minutes. All in favor? That carries unanimously. Now on to Electoral Area B Development Variance Permit. It's the 6B20 1565 Ryan Road East. Report for receipt. Moved and seconded for receipt, and over to CAO for introductions of staff.
Thank you very much, Chair and Directors. And Brian Chow, Rural Planner, is here to introduce the report and the applicants who are online.
Okay, thank you. Through the CEO to the committee and committee chair. Again, first of all, the applicants are online, and their names are Elton and Heather Joseph, and they're the owners of the property. The property is located at 1565 Ryan Road East in Electoral Area B. Right now, the property has a single detached dwelling, and the applicants propose to construct an addition to the eastern side of the single detached dwelling. So figures 3 and 4 of my staff report will show the addition and as well as the current situations there. The proposed addition will have a garage on the ground floor and a secondary suite on the second story. With this proposed addition, it requires reductions to the minimum front yard, in this case, Ryan Road East setback, as well as the east side yard setbacks. More specifically, the request is to reduce the front yard setback from 7.5 meters to 3.7 meters for the foundation and 5.5 meters to 3.2 meters for the eaves, and as well as the east side yard setback facing the neighbor from 3.5 meters to 1.5 meters for the foundation. Planning staff is in support of this variance as the applicants has received Ministry of Transportation and Infrastructure's approval for the reduced setbacks off from Ryan Road, as well as a private driveway access. The applicants has obtained neighbor support, the one next to them on the eastern side. And the applicants are committed to implement a solid screening along their side facing the neighbor. And this is a subject condition of the issuance of the variance permit. Overall, the proposal has maintained the intent of the side yard and front yard setback regulations and is in keeping with the rural character of the neighborhood. The Advisory Planning Commission Area B met on November 24th, and they supported the application because it does not affect Ryan Road East, and the neighbors to the east have been consulted. We mailed letters to the adjacent owners within 100 meters of the property. And as of now, I've not received any feedback from any adjacent owners, Mr. Chair.
Well, thank you very much for that summary. Is there any question from directors at this point to staff? Director Arbor.
Thank you. Looks pretty good. My only question was relating to the letter. So the entrance will come from Ryan Road for the parking area, is that correct?
Okay, through the chair to Director Arbor. Yes, the intent is to have a private driveway access off Ryan Road for the tenants of the secondary suite on top. The current driveway off from Owen Road is for the owner. So, and yes, they have received Modi's approval for that driveway, Mr. Chair.
Is there anything that our proponents on the Zoom call want to add? The Josephs are still there, I think, aren't they? There you go. Hello.
Hi, thank you, Mr. Chair. There's nothing really for us to add unless there's a question that the directors would like to ask.
Well, I don't see any questions here, so you're off the hook this time. It's a lovely looking place, by the way. So hopefully everything will go through, and we'll take a vote on receipt. On receipt of the report, all in favor? That carries. Recommendation is moved and seconded that the Comox Valley Regional District Board approve the development variance permit DV 6B20, Joseph, to reduce the following minimum setbacks: front yard 7.5 to 3.7 meters, a front yard on the east side 5.5 to 3.2, side yard from 3.5 to 1.5, the foundation. So don't see any other questions. Call the question on the recommendation. All those in favor? And that carries. Thank you very much. Now, Fanny Bay Volunteer Fire Department Mutual Aid Agreement. There's a report for receipt from December 2nd. With a second on receipt, over to CEO for introduction.
Thank you very much, Chair and Directors. And James Bast, Manager of Fire Services, is here to present the report and answer any of your questions.
Perfect, thank you. Through the CAO and the chair and the committee members, this report speaks to the renewal of a long-standing mutual aid agreement between the three fire services in the south of the valley. This has been consolidated and reviewed by legal as well as our insurers, MIABC, and I'm available for any questions that you may have.
Thank you very much. And Director Arbor.
Thanks, and it's great to see the collaboration with another regional district, and well, in another jurisdiction, I guess, with debate on this. So just two questions. One is just maybe background. The other is just interest. So background, whether I see that we're changing from a 5-year to from a 10 years to a 5-year agreement. So I was just wondering the rationale for that. And the second, out of curiosity, do we have a similar agreement with the Fanny Bay and Ships Point with the Union Bay district? So that's my two questions. Thanks.
Right. Again, through the CAO to the committee. The agreement is actually in 5-year increments, and we renewed it 5 years ago. What we did was we made two minor amendments to it. One was to the term to add 5 years. And the other one was that should it not be renewed, that it goes on a month-to-month basis. And so what we have here is a consolidation of those amendments as well as a fresh review. With regards to the other services, including Union Bay, we do have a very substantial mutual aid agreement within the valley where all fire services, including the base, are party to it. And so we are able to legally and rapidly respond to any emergencies utilizing that response.
And Campbell River as well.
And Campbell River as well.
Any other questions out there? I just have a short one. As it stands right now, as far as the accredited shuttle service accreditation goes, it's only Hornby Island and Oyster River. Is that correct?
Yes, currently those are the two departments that have successfully challenged. We fully expect that in the summer of 2021, Denman Island will be challenging it.
Good.
And they're training as we speak. They're training to meet that challenge.
Yes, because it makes a big difference on your insurance premiums for sure. Director Arbor?
Are there any efforts in that tripartite group to pursue that as well in terms of Fanny Bay, Ships Point, and Deep Bay?
All of those, I know that Ships Point and Fanny Bay have a hydrant system. And so they do have water supply readily available. And Deep Bay, I'm not aware of their system, but I would assume as an improvement district, they probably have hydrants as well.
Okay, thank you.
And Deep Bay's an RDN, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So still, it could be across regions. Any other questions? Seeing none, call the question on receipt. All those in favor of receipt, that carries unanimously, and there's a recommendation attached. Moving second on the recommendation. Any further discussion on that? Seeing none, I'll call the question on the recommendation. All those in favor? Any opposed? That carries unanimously again. Now, we don't have an addendum. Do we? Oh, there is. Yes, I'm sorry, there is an addendum because it's the, actually there isn't none because it's for receipt of adjacent property owners on the number one item on the agenda. And we don't have any. So what we're going to do then is we're going to take a pause, and I'll entertain a motion to go in camera, and we will rise again when we get the delegation here from the Ministry of Transportation and Infrastructure. Any discussion? All those in favor? We'll give it a few minutes. Thanks.